A single dad and his 6-year-old daughter found a dying stranger bleeding out in the Oregon wilderness. What happened next didn't just save a life, it created a beautiful chaos no one saw coming. Before we continue, please tell us where in the world are you tuning in from. We love seeing how far our stories travel. Daddy, what's that sound? 6-year-old Ariana's voice cut through the forest's morning symphony. She stopped mid-skip on the pine needle path, her small hand tightening around her father's calloused fingers. The purple wildflowers she'd been swinging in her other hand stilled against her leggings. Caleb Riley froze. Every protective instinct firing at once. 20 years as an electrician had taught him to recognize danger in unexpected sounds. The wrong hum from a wire. The pop before a surge. But this wasn't electrical. This was human. Help somebody, please. The voice was weak, female, and coming from somewhere off the main trail. Caleb's mind raced through possibilities, none of them good. They were 40 minutes into the Cascade foothills, at least 3 miles from the parking area. Stay right next to me, Ari. Hold my hand tight. Is someone hurt, Daddy? Ariana whispered, pressing against his leg. Maybe, sweetheart. We're going to check. They moved through the ferns, following the intermittent calls. 30 feet off the trail, Caleb saw her. A young woman slumped against an ancient cedar, pressing a burgundy hiking jacket against her left shoulder. Blood had already soaked through the fabric, creating a dark stain that made Caleb's stomach clench. Her blonde hair was matted with leaves and dirt. One hiking boot twisted at an angle that suggested her ankle was either broken or severely sprained. Oh, thank God, she gasped, green eyes flooding with tears. I've been calling for over an hour. I thought no one would come this way today. Caleb dropped to one knee beside her, automatically positioning himself between the injured woman and Ariana. I'm Caleb. This is my daughter, Ariana. What happened? Tessa, she managed, wincing as she shifted. Tessa Quinn, there were 2 men at my campsite. They were going through my camera equipment when I came back from photographing birds. When I confronted them, one shoved me backward. I fell down the embankment. Don't worry, lady. Ariana suddenly piped up, though she stayed behind her father. My daddy fixes everything. He even fixed our neighbor's car once, and he's not even a car fixer. Despite her obvious pain, Tessa's lips quirked slightly. That's good to know. Caleb gently moved the blood-soaked jacket aside. The gash was deep, probably from a broken branch during the fall, but clean. It needed stitches, definitely, but the bleeding had slowed. This looks worse than it is, but we need to get you help. Can you walk? Tess tried to shift her weight and cried out, my ankle, I think it's broken. Caleb pulled out his phone. No signal, of course. He knew there was a spot about 5 minutes back where calls could get through. He'd used it before, but that meant carrying her. Ari, remember last time when we saw those orange butterflies by the Turtle Rock where you called Uncle Marcus about the baseball game? Exactly. We're going back there. I'm going to carry you. It's not far. You don't have to. I can try to crawl or no, you can't. Caleb was already shrugging off his backpack, handing it to Ariana. Sweetheart, can you be my special helper and carry this? I'm super strong, Daddy. Yesterday, I carried all my books from the car all by myself. Caleb carefully helped Tessa to her foot rather, then lifted her in a fireman's carry. She weighed less than some of the equipment he hauled at job sites, but she still gasped in pain at the movement. You okay? He asked. Just keep going, Tessa breathed. They moved slowly back toward the trail. Ariana leading the way like a tiny wilderness guide, occasionally calling back updates. There's a route here, Daddy. Watch out for the slippery rock. Your daughter's amazing, Tessa murmured against his shoulder. She has her moments, Caleb said, though pride colored his voice. Ari, how we doing up there? Good, Daddy. I can see the turtle rock. It really does look like a turtle, doesn't it, Miss Tessa? I named it Franklin after the turtle in my book. Franklin's a perfect name, Tessa managed, though Caleb could feel her tensing with each step. When they reached the clearing with cell service, Caleb gently lowered Tessa against the massive boulder that did indeed resemble a turtle. His hands came away bloody, and he quickly wiped them on his jeans before Ariana could see. The 911 call was brief and efficient. The dispatcher confirmed their location, promised a rescue team within 45 minutes. Caleb relayed Tessa's injuries, the assault, the theft. Then they waited. Ariana, uncomfortable with stillness and silence, appointed herself Tessa's chief distraction officer. Do you want to see what I made? She carefully pulled a folded paper from her front pocket. I drew these for, she paused, glancing at her father. It's okay, sweetheart, Caleb said softly. I drew these for my mommy. Purple was her favorite color. She used to paint pictures of flowers just like these. Tessa's eyes shifted to Caleb, a question forming. We come here every few months, he said simply to remember. She's in heaven now, Ariana explained matter-of-factly, the way children do when they've processed something huge and made it small enough to carry. She got sick when I was 3. But Daddy says she still sees my pictures because love doesn't need eyes. Oh, sweetheart, Tessa whispered. And Caleb wasn't sure if her tears were from pain or something else. I'm interrupting your memorial visit. Tessa said, I'm so sorry. Don't, Caleb cut her off. Celeste would have been the first one to help. She always said these woods were about life, not just memory. Tessa's breathing had steadied, though Caleb noticed she kept pressing the jacket harder against her shoulder. Your mommy sounds wonderful. She was. Ariana scooted closer to Tessa, studying her with those intense child eyes that miss nothing. Does your shoulder hurt really bad? It's okay. You don't have to pretend. Daddy says it's okay to admit when things hurt. He cried when Mommy went to heaven. He cried a lot. Caleb's throat tightened. He hadn't known she remembered that. Want to know a secret? Ariana whispered, conspirator ally. Sometimes I still talk to Mommy, especially when I'm scared or when something really good happens. Like when I lost my first tooth, I told her all about it. That's not a secret, baby. That's just love. The sound of approaching voices made them all look up. The rescue team had arrived faster than promised. 2 paramedics with a stretcher and full medical kit. They worked with practiced efficiency, properly cleaning and dressing Tessa's shoulder wound, immobilizing her ankle. The men who did this, one paramedic asked while preparing an 4. Did you get a good look at them? Everything happened so fast, Tessa admitted. But they took my camera bag. It had all my equipment, my laptop, everything. I'm a freelance photographer. That bag was my entire livelihood. We'll make sure the police get a full report, the paramedic assured her. As they prepared to carry her out, Tessa reached for Caleb's hand. Thank you, both of you. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come along. You would have been okay, Ariana said with a confidence only children possess. But now you'll be okay faster. The doctors will fix you right up. They're good at fixing people. They tried really hard to fix my mommy, too. The weight of that innocent statement hung in the air for a moment. Take care, Caleb said quietly, squeezing Tessa's hand once before letting go. Will we see you again? Ariana asked. Tessa looked at them both. This father and daughter who'd saved her, who were carrying their own grief through these woods, and something shifted in her expression. I hope so. I really hope so. The letter arrived 7 weeks later on a Thursday that had started like any other. Caleb almost missed it among the bills and advertisements, but Ariana spotted the handwritten address.